You're ready near Yankopon, that was in Numre, and that day saw the archer qua. Ye baby swing is trust a brana be kind who be beer and send your bishop and when that was what. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
You say a respiratory infections are. Mama share overview of respiratory system on the function kakra. Respiratory system no in charge of say air supply your body with oxygen. Now assign waste products you human from money ko yemu oxygen ko yemu akoye your cells in ho adwuma. Now you assign breathing out carbon dioxide no waste products. You inhaling and exhaling, you know. The by friend of gas exchange. In the pathways, you know, and it say a human from a quiet him, a quiet nasal cavity, no. Now a move back to say a tray, a back of fire throat to know. Our Brunino Becca said pharynx, and I said larynx, no. Now a fay a fire trachea, no. Now fay a befire bronchi, no. Na fe I enter your lungs and I say because I get hrawa na air exchange, you know, I take place. A causal respiratory infection. A causal respiratory infection. Because a respiratory infection, not just a virus, and I say bacteria, and I say in some cases, you know, fungus are enter into a respiratory tract, you know, from your fire minimum your lungs and only respiratory tract. Now your babies are say when they at risk. You're at risk and more fra. For obia or what most people are more immune system problems, obia or heart problems, lungs, liver, cancer, HIV. Compromise no, highly Sana you diagnose respiratory infection. See, usually it's a winter infection. We call doctor who obey physical exams. Obey share who assume throat mu obey oscotate to lungs. Obey listen to lungs for breast and say BB and ye to say the econana. And I say they are over present, you know, signs and symptoms are over present, you know. And no, na ebe so they diagnose you. Na in severe cases, you know, ube need to say their chest X-ray, and I say CT of the lungs. Your free baby pulmonary function test. Ebe you be, and I be swab nasal, and I say throat, nasal and throat swab. And I say a beju sputum test. Now yet me I diagnose soon year now you treatment at the amount. You were upper, you show your tracks now. You were upper and lower respiratory infections. Now upper respiratory tract, you know, a comprising of mesia canonasal cavity, you know. And your throat, you know, and lower respiratory tract, you know, so no, your trachea, your bronchi, and your lungs. Like I said, no, go deeper into the lungs. Into respiratory infections, so no, your group, according to the causative agents, you know, and I say, yeah, kind of in the terms of say, their germs are a cause, you know, your group, your virus, dear, and your bacteria, dear. Now, common viruses are a causal upper respiratory infections, no, a benign rhinovirus, influenza virus, respiratory syncytial virus, coronavirus, adenovirus, and in some cases, no, para-influenza virus. Into sa viruses, you know, attack also the common flu, cold, and pharyngitis, bronchitis. It depends where it's coming from. Inti itis ne de just say inflammation and I say infection of inti na ye de aka ho. Laryngitis, epiglottitis, ni nyina itis ni nyina ya na etaye viral. Inti sometimes also no it can be caused by bacteria. Bacteria betimi akoso. Inti no usually the unya cold na say unya common cold na say lasts more than 2 weeks na it's more likely say bacterial infection. The bit is sinusitis, strep throat, whooping cough, epiglottitis, and itis no usually na bacteria. Into your money there sometimes and so no it can be caused by both virus and bacteria. In the case of pneumonia say a bit my viral and bacteria, and of course bring to mean discussing all the infections in the doors upper respiratory infections, lower respiratory infections, and doors meaning to a bit discussing a crabby. Now yet me add questions and answers. BB to say the most common cold, the flu and COVID coronavirus no. You show more flu no, any COVID no, and RSV. And no highly contagious respiratory infections. Sometimes it's possible say to be infected with multiple viruses at the same time. There were different kinds of respiratory infections. Common cold. Usually, as a obia in a common cold that it's usually mild and near giji. It doesn't cause any serious complications. Common colds. Now, signs and symptoms, a sore throat, runny nose, nasal congestion, sneezing, coughing, fever. Usually cry, they're a low-grade fever, headache, any day can come. A self-limiting, actually 1 or 2 weeks. Now, the causative agents, and as a germ set cause and I'm able to study that and rhinovirus, adenovirus, coronavirus, and only we know any the most common. Treatment in idea usually supportive care, any treating the symptoms. We hear a lot of rest, we hear a lot of hydration. Hydration, yes, be a soda, no money. Pepsi, they are more infused broths. So we coconut water and in case of body aches and pains, and so no, better use over-the-counter medications to say Tylenol, ibuprofen, Advil, and stuff like that. On my flu and so on. Mama me overview of flu kakra. Influenza flu is caused by influenza virus. Now originated from 1918. And influenza ebai. Now ebai no omo ehun be free, but they said I say no coronavirus you say be free China, right? But influenza by no who be free. Now within a few months and I spread it around the world. Then also be a pandemic. Now almost they just say infected 1/3 of the world population it come over 50 to 100 million people around the world. Now, within few months, around 18 months, now about 3 to 6% of the world population, it's not it's said to be worse than coronavirus. But what are we seeing now? And it's still around, it's still surging, it's still mutating. As a season during the cold months, we say unity. I think I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Coronavirus, it looked like a bit the same trend. It's flu is caused by influenza viruses and it's a common viral infection. And it can be very deadly though. You know, attack the lungs, no nose, any truth. There's signs and symptoms, and it comes on very like a monka, it just comes on. Most of the time, it just comes on. And it include high fever, and chills. We say when your muscle pain, dry cough, nasal congestion, running nose, headaches, fatigue, and sometimes maybe diarrhea. In treatment, you know, so no, say a mild that we here rest, fluid, over-the-counter pain relievers, and a friend said prevention measures. They are the annual vaccine, flu shots, no. Usually, you know, the body fights on its own, self-limiting, unless in serious cases, you know, and the local hospitals near the nearby antivirals, now they are cure. Flu and casanoni season no start say around September 15th Sabria, they call October through May each year. Yeah, it's a serious illness. Millions of Americans around throughout the you know Tembiani season throughout America. No, millions of Americans get infected, and it sends a lot of people to the hospitals and causes a lot of deaths. Sometimes, you know, you go because flu a very deadly pa. Mini ye stroke corona a dear, but flu no so a kuminipa. A kuminipa pa ne bia ye and one other disease so American who has pneumococcal disease. That pneumococcal disease it can cause more common known illnesses are pneumonia, meningitis, sepsis, any ear infections. CDC say about 150,000 Americans echo hospital because of pneumococcal pneumonia. Amphibia, thousands of Americans who each year because of that, and caused by bacteria. But I don't know, it responded very well to antibiotic therapy. And pneumonia vaccine, pneumo vaccine. I don't know, it's given every 5 years. But then you'll be an people are 65 years and older, and as immunocompromised patients, immune system I suppressed no. Na tie ma wo nti no yehwe na esi hu yehwe ni say flu no any your friends and cold no any yebeka coronavirus ho asem it was similarities ebi ewo mu signs and symptoms the way omo present any omo treatment ne ade nyina ya yepe okay sabre we ebehwe corona so corona virus on so kakra COVID-19 yen nyina nim ho asem kakra a disease be caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus also known as coronavirus. It started spreading in December 2019 from Wuhan, China. And a bit me also respiratory infection spreading and while others, you know, a year or more, show symptoms no. It may show symptoms, severe symptoms, especially in older adults, any immunocompromised, you know. Statistics the church say over 400,000 Americans and a year over the pandemic, you know. Now you say updates are the newest variant are Abano, a trait, you know, a friend of BA286. Now, I don't know, I say additional mutations are Ababeka Omicron variants and I never know. But currently, near I dominant part nationwide, you know, EG5, you know. And according to the CDC, you know, in their recent report to be EG5 and also so it makes up to more than 20% of all new cases. The good thing is World Health Organization, I report to say just in August, you know, or more report to say there's been no evidence of increased disease severity. I just say, and yeah, they bet me about din ebia to say first COVID breaking yeah, and so that's a good thing. Until COVID-19 spread it through respiratory droplets. So business here kofo ekasagu swa. The virus tends to hang around and sticks on surfaces. And as a unya direct, droplets no go so direct. Far through your mucosa no when bibia ebenya biana a stick it to it na fe a enter. Signs and symptoms no a fever, cough, a presentable. Sometimes different people show different symptoms. But classic symptom no say ubenya a friend is a loss of smell and also loss of taste. Ebi kransunya a friend is diarrhea eka. And our complications are a woman no difficulty breathing. Ebedu baby no nature say ayeden untimi enhome no de esana na emergency asema. You have to go to the hospital emergency room. Say mild dia any supportive care na the prevention and they say COVID vaccine no. Then yesifa manage your symptoms no. We can recover at home. So you can say a mild dia and you'll be to me recover from home. Now we use over the counter medications maybe now for supportive care. COVID-19, it's me so it can be very deadly. In case of emergency, emergency signs in Ibia Obehuno, a trouble breathing, and a persistent chest pain, which means that there's a pressure and that's a pain in your chest. And I feel so bit me confused, new onset, nipa no to on confused. Now if you be one say oh yeah, maybe I'm fana kwemu. Just I new onset. And ultimate now I crack. Now who said a beer why pale, a beer nail beds no, and that's the skin color. Na not the lips and eye blue near the know say enquire oxygen or a deprivation into no sana then the say offer doctor and I say call emergency room offer 911 into your health any respiratory infection see a spread they usually spread from one person to one person to person and in more close contact, especially with those who are sick. So around sick people are to say be a healthcare workers around sick people, say I'm protecting who you are and you use the right PPEs now, it can be infected. Because it's a airborne, it is a droplets. Until when an infected person coughs and also sneezes and also kasagu swat, the virus no able to spread it through the air. Until the people who are near you no to me catch it. Mode of transmission when a person who is infected or touch it be a nail to sort of on the pneumonia and known I didn't want to run and one practice it. A friend is saying good hand washing. And I said poor hygiene practices are no, it's me Emma hospital so more. And I say be an object to be obey you so be a way you so cap be an we call you so bathroom be a sneeze so near dear and also so no a bit me as spread the virus no. Mama share treatment modalities. First corona virus no no. Initially no cry na you treatment be any into a train no mu say or move it to me, I use 1 or 2. In fact, now you're supportive. We hear also any amount. Who fever any amount, something to bring the fever down. Now you're supportive. Now you treat symptoms. But you know, benya remdesivir. Omode Emma patients ages 12 and older. Now no they na true IV. But the trainer banwano omubenya pills, antivirals. Ebine Paxlovid, Nimetravir, Omudini Monoperavel, and so yet is hydroxychloroquine, not a work it, na juma pa anti-malaria medication, na I work it for corona no. FDA approval for emergency use. But the trainer Honyaman Sembebre by sound more like political. Into no almost stop boy. Say I feel a common who said a coso a harmful a side effects into no. And it was working very well. And I do use to be so anti-inflammatory therapy. Bibi to say there's a metazone, and also say I did not use and I say up to date cry use. And in case of immunocompromised and so no more use treatment in a friend of convalescent plasma, and also so no issues be brave about home because now I say COVID Omona yebekwa kuyi plasma na blood product. Nti yebekwa kuyi sa plasma no na ye de infuse ama those patients no. Especially patients more like liver, kidney transplants, cancer patients, HIV and stuff like that. Omono na eboa wo. But also so ebeye issue. Nti prevention no na ye can any ye nyina ye ketua ya so say vaccine no ye wo vaccine na ebe prevent yen nti in case say no my say in case obi a ngo pane ni bi kra na opese owo bi na oba up to date o my vaccine bi a contain eboa ekum trait ni nyina nti o my friend no bivalent dose nti no sa bivalent dose no pane no ukowo dia it brings you up to date. And obi also onya COVID no as the enshada entimi nko inti no ewo mu ana say no hoye no phone for na say symptoms no sign flare up inti no sa no there's a situation bi a omo friend no say mo ati a long COVID e ka so bi but as a post COVID condition and as a long COVID people come to the hospital like you admitted for long COVID because you are not a harding. Now long COVID, you know, no symptoms, you know, the way you sit here, no, one sure ya, baby when you go so, but so we will be a 1 year COVID. Now a corner woman I say, who sign any your symptoms now, a year because it's me make other diseases. Minimum beer or near COVID. Na kakra na I say wonya symptoms so na ne honya na no call hospital no ma admitting for long COVID symptoms omo amani treatment but the train no omo be hu say ALS amyotrophic lateral sclerosis and I said the kind of Lou Gehrig's disease no obenya as say no no na omo hweme no kra no friends a nervous system disease that enshada any treatment. It brings you down and then later on it takes your life. Very sad. But long COVID, they didn't in them. And I know much fine. Into no be a utanya long COVID, post COVID be a training. Say as of August 31st, you know, CDC the abase the winning America. I say your bed test one, so we baby say a COVID test brat. They said the canena na almost the 2 point almost higher. No, say no say when you be a who show symptoms, say be a when ya coronavirus will be a how I drink. And the latest data I ban on say according to the federal public health, and almost say like they think emergency. COVID emergencies in India is over. Into no yenshe. I say you must say, send ye flu no buy na influenza buy ya. Etimi atna why betis our brain. As I say, expect are in COVID no. Enya dia big jaya how crack. Ten bia no residuals be ho. Na ni nyina no. Esan say viral upper respiratory infection into no. And also so ababeka infections na yenya no during the colder months no. Into no on flu and COVID no circulated together alongside with other respiratory diseases. They say the RSV, bronchitis. It's important to say ube which one. Now yetimi determine appropriate treatment ebetimi aboa. Ni nyina no ni treatment no one say ube resting. Say COVID, yeah, ube resting. Ube isolate. And I say common cold to near crying. Yes, you need to rest. In the case of COVID, you need to isolate. Now stay home from work. Ube know a lot of fluids. Say what pain, muscle pain, yeah, so ube pain relievers. It's recommended say ube avoid using public transportation. And then at home, you clean your environment. You clean often touched surfaces. Surfaces are what touch. Avoid sharing personal items. And as I will practice poor hygiene, good hygiene. I'm sorry, as I will practice good hygiene. Good respiratory etiquette. Normally, I didn't say with me a practice. Hand washing, number 1, with soap and water, 15 to 20 minutes. If you need to wear masks, please do. Say, when you're COVID, now we will fear, now we need to put on your mask and protect your family. Viruses need be vaccine for prevention. Maybe to say whooping cough, flu, any COVID-19, and pneumococcal diseases, so vaccines. Medibesi here, men person make us every because me person your questions and answers, any contributions. Now I feel me person COVID time you come so be wo bibia obe share with us experiences are unyaya obe share with us any how you got better dear would treat you home remedies abrofo ni de ewo ho ebi wo ho de but minim se COVID ne bae no na ye shede ni draw sa nti but ye mu bi ne nyankopon adom nti ye timi survive ye de be ne ye antena wo kwa ye niema bi ehun sem bebre bae se ebi se ye de ye penom ne ade but enuanom se bio ye nkote adromre no ane ahan nti no se wo yare na obetimi aye bibi ebetimi asoso wano versus se obetena ho akowu a which one is better nti minim se ye mu bebre our experiences we went through during the pandemic nti no we will want say you best share among because some flare up though it's not gonna be as deadly as serious, but suddenly a colder month's neighbor it's gonna flare up again. People are flowing into the emergency rooms and stuff. And Crawford started here anxious in the idea. A bit more crowd there predictions in the idea. It's also phobia or original TV so say coming September no America form for belt more yare bi ebesi wo COVID ne besa bani ade ni nyina atete ye maya come to these things are expected nti I see educate ye hu eye na ye follow CDC say bia updates any idea you when you madam say the basic anya questions and answers and contributions and sharing.
So Auntie Cynthia se papa nchechema wacha yare ahuro bebre no wada na di akere ye nti enuanom omienfa ye contribution mra ne emwa bi ye wo se na wacha mu se obi waduro bi a ebuwa no COVID time obesima da na di na enso ye huna etimi ya boye ho ban na mu nyina ase ti ye contribution ne emwa mfa mra na ehun ye amcho.
Hello.
Hello.
My question for COVID no. So binya bia ni long term effect no. Ebi ni dia am so wo boss ba mpese meti ase ye kakra. Ti se obinya bia ni long term no. Betimi anya effect ana say like obo obinya bia obo wano entimi njai ni ade mpacho mpese o mame ayi kakra se bia ni long term no se ne symptoms no beti obi hu se bia no na ebi a COVID na wunya ene ho nsunsuanso ne na ebi we experience.
Yo, me that's it. Yo, Star Joyce. Send me kind, no, na enkrofo experience symptoms after the COVID. Omo munya bi no. Eno na omo term as long COVID no. So in case of say obo one day, na e one etimi a persist no enye normal. Nti eno no dey say ukona ebi our primary doctor a series of tests not sure exactly what is going on, because it could be something else. A bit me infection of the lungs. They say be a pneumonia there. And yet common and I said it shouldn't be prevalent. Say as I said when that's so ebola long COVID ni treatment wo. And I make us say a twatwa so as I said we seek more medical attention, because a bit me I may make other diseases. Say na make us say obedient say na a Lou Gehrig's disease. Into no bibia air persistent no uhotowa it is uhotow, but a lenga around no dia na say usho your doctors ehwemu ye pacho menim say me yi wanu ya obi nso wo mo a obitimi de aboa.
Yo, Sister Cynthia, maybe so the one, CCA we determine the COVID or your cold season reoccurrence, and now there may flu, and now even warm season, because recently in one prominent people are when you be now, it happened in summer. Biden wife. John Markin no other in Penyufuna as when you're in the summer. In a secondly, in a account about Lou Gehrig's disease, obedient. Intimate maybe so that we know that earlier on, it named the COVID only lead to other diseases like blood clots, kidney diseases. In fact, there were some NFL players after one COVID and we knew other more serious ailments. Now, in Denver, Sister Joyce be said, who there COVID will lead to other ailments and medicine.
Oh, Uncle, Miss Medasi, no correct. COVID in India, saying I know, and yet cold season no it will flare up because of circumstances are in a cold weather, no, they strive very well. But no, it's not definite, say, as I said, cold, and you think more Africa. We actually din nya ade ankom benya bi, but won say ye nyina di ho adanse say entimi amfa wo mo so te say yen aye wo colder areas no inti no. Yes, it's me cold, it's me a flower cold season in a time warm season so, but it's not ain't me near kese it is colder season where they strive very well. And yes, once COVID is new to us. We've made a lot of progress, because if you can say about any who baby credit for, but they say no, yet me and neuro vaccines a year or my year be a can and free monostabio, omo ye be autopsy near dear, they learned a lot. A one who said black clots, no money idea any other ailments it's me back. And I think studies are still going on. Related to other ailments. We are all in education, yes, but who and your money does, yes. A bit me a other issues with Briaba. A bine send na make Star Joyce. Say, when you are COVID, na say, it was so airy or care their symptoms, not there. We have to look at it, because there have been ongoing research, any idea about how any other related issues, health issues. Uncle and said to me, you are not. But you'll be a whole bit to me. I share the story.
And say, Musa, one from that.
So, me pacho metimi aba na obi kasa.
Oh, Cassa.
Me pacho, anam pese me san bisa say, so obi timi nya bi to so. Eno abani say to say bi anipa no be an immune system ni yo weak nti na onya to so ana. Onse bi so a onya kra on feel hwe say bi a wanya bi ekwa onu vi onya da symptoms ni bi aftermath symptoms no. Timpese me say omo nya to so meaning say omo immune system ni weak nti ana. Thank you.
We are correct. Immune system not so no it it says a lot about saying infections. COVID by you be on more onya bi ba symptoms no entimi and show because a good system air fighting man. Intina na no omo body bebre say yentimi boost your immune system because yankopon no or your body in such a way say your system na no ebe kwama ye. But you have to give it put it in the right condition. Yes, immune system the number one. Our daily is the one preventative. He said, who keep our immune system in good shape. You are really brave. In fact, even cancer, because they said cancer cells will be but the one uma kwanya na afe I started the same with common colds. Any idea so immune system, an immune system is very weak. Into common colds same with COVID, number one, be making sure so me putting immune system in a top notch. Say be yare be aba and sana be fast no. Let's just say body na kwa bia e bi kra me fast. So you'll be able to common colds, common infections, no money idea. Yes, let's just say your immune system is a state. It's me boost to ni. That's
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. From Van India.
Yo, sister, so we are immediate question now. Mankadama answer me. There a COVID na adza oma yedi sube system ni kasin there in nim ni implications na true man okay. The only thing that has never happened before is the history you don't know. Unfortunately, Obaham on the America system, and they didn't pay much attention to the history of damn pandemics. And now I was following a damn British committee Boris Johnson set up to investigate what was happening. One thing they did on the committee of scientists, there were also two historians. Now, one of what you had since the 14th century, every 100 years, there is some pandemic in the Black Plague, all other year. Now, the 1918s in the kind flu burn. That was the first time when you viral infection over year pandemic. They didn't even know anything about it, how to handle it, because all their experiences was geared toward a counteracting bacterial infections. And so them reckon oma flu no kunko. And secondly, to that, there was also political implications because Spain for one support America for in the First World War. American government will use them propaganda against Spain. Them a warrior against China. Spain flu what the bay. So we used to have that talk about Spanish flu now. And so it went on until eventually the oil virus was started the attack in this way. And so even the initial year was the bad vaccines now, no, it was based on bacteria. And so it didn't work until they found out it was virus. And that led to all these conspiracy theories now, all this, the same experiences are with COVID. And even now, the same experiences are with conspiracy theories. And see, Adoma who lessons are very vital in the way about the real scientific causes now to this effect. And I think that will minimize our fears about how to follow the treatments, scientific advice now. And that's one thing I take from these studies or lessons now. Women taken serious now. Now, minimize your attention to one why those scientific theorists now. On your them, on them. You follow a CYNTHIA no woman in way what they say. Yeah, because it's going to be cyclical. The same way a flu vaccine system is the same way no super vaccine system, but go for years research now to counteract or mitigate against all these things. Medicine.
Yo, Uncle, Yamisha, Yamisha, no prepper.
I'm sure for be waiting in the Diaba. I can't remember Capra.
You know, minimum said COVID nearby, no. Profonia experience be brain, not me feel thank I'll be near be share how put me a body home by protecting him. Obia and Sherry.
Bianca, sir. Nigga say upon.
Yo, me pacho, me bisa, mami CYNTHIA question back. Okasano, okanse, se wuni obite. Na all of a sudden, ube huna ni pakrono na no aye blue. Na okasakasa. Person bisa se ban sa no na yare no mental na se den yare na tumi manipa no sa.
Yo, medase. Epacho, the reason being is say uze na noye blue no money adie no it shows say the oxygen level na we here to function no, like yen na ye wo ye ka say ye metimi aka say ye oxygen levels no ye optimum ye good e one level papa esese honam ninya ba say where onipa bia no bibi ebe ba uwidie no mu a ebe compromise wo oxygen levels no ebe show sa na just say red blood cells ni enya kwan enko cells no enko feed no into no oxygen aye low into no ebe show wano no be blue nail beds no money ade and on classic science aye di ho into the brain also no we hear oxygen pa into esa na brain no is not being fed by oxygen into esa na why you confused brain no and work it because of lack of oxygen into no ben say was starting here enema bia under normal circumstances no onye into na esa na hu ana hu say there be ni oxygen aba low say unya intervention no rational emergency room when se wodu ya ye be man supplemental oxygen enti na banisa no
Yo, Auntie Cynthia, medase.
Me pacho o min samba kakra.
Yo, wotumi kasa.
Me pacho na me pese me bisa se. Se ne me papa ni bisa ya no similar. Betimi se wunya sa COVID na. Utimi like more you confused. Utimi fear there more than before na. It me affected. Wunya sa symptoms na. That's.
say after COVID and I say during COVID you know not why you forgetful.
Me pacho after.
You shouldn't be forgetful after unless they say be oxygen levels so no yet. I don't think that for forgetfulness, one of the I'm yet to know. Say one of the aftermath, you know, forgetfulness.
Because
But
me
during COVID, you know, so oxygen levels go low, yeah, why you're confused because of lack of oxygen to the brain.
okay, minimum be on so anya bia say onya first one was anya na no complaining about that until na mama bisa the questions
Okay, BBS or report to my doctor. No one should say is leading up to something else. When you pack on where the best saying, there's something new a cripple into it. Into no ma on can say be a aftermath of COVID, you know, and there's something else coming on because send your na uncle a bisa no your other disease processes are when here Ubeka say COVID and I say post-COVID, but not something else. As I say, it's a share medically. It's on report to and I say on Korean share. Minimum age dear, but be an say you. It's on report to money doctor no motion we because say obey forgetful. I know dear. I don't under normal circumstances no dear normal.
yeah, okay, me that's baby nyame sure.
Same so, lemwa.
Me pacho na auntie bisa se obi oha obetimi ahye COVID experience and I say medru bia ebua no make us fa me nipa bi amne wadwum na one day of birth where's the and okay say during the night no isen ko ye ukra baby before cry COVID ebe yi ne ho adi no na o maame ne be save no mba na kese wo pass ya from be save no maame ma no akeka duro ene garlic baako no de ewo no de nke duro garlic baako ewo eno de nke twa de akra sum no de maneta free wo se mu when save no mu ha ne hoto no nti e ba so fanya COVID ni bi no wo yin se paste ena na what tafre na no pe bia Pacho, make matmenka. Enti na no pe bia watafre ewi odu fie so a no watafre ene sevu na wanya COVID no o kan dia dance say yeah wa adwuma mo no e bi munya bi so mo try no so no kra e sevu wo mu enti na mpese me e share sa experience damas
this adwa nyamisha no kra un say yes spices any ade ni nyina no ade nyankopon abodi nuane nuro phytochemicals ewum yen haban ye niema bebre ba ya na aye sometimes na aye debatable kakra because of ye intimi measure how much is okay for us and stuff like that. We all use this in our homes yenimsa eboa nipa bebre akakadro no mni ade un say akakadro anti-inflammatory garlic no mni ade ni na blood thinners and stuff un say later on omo be hu say omo munya coronavirus no autopsy reveals say ebinya blood clot on the idea they didn't even know about it. It know say we will be an hour for garlic and no money idea. Say naturally it will melt it. It know before no idea no. Ye research and ye resources na research into these things no. Nanka no ano. But na as a encrofo a kakra. But it's all good. Yampa, say Dr. Yeboah, Dr. Paul Yeboah kra ebe kai the recipe be my say or the shady patient in kayen so yen hweso ne yenye bi media me bi eboa me Dr. Yeboah recipe no. Inti sister Adwa no crepa but everything in moderation send ye kano. Inti we no kakra say ding na a boost immune system no. These are powerful spices are nyankopon edi amaye nti you see who you so ne hu ya it's all natural side effects so it's all how we use it. That's it for sharing.
Bien ya se me se bien emre na awie du de edibesi ha yo me da nyame ase me di kan oni a onam sister Cynthia so eda na di a kire yin no ese obi anya hoto so se wade boa yen de enso ese enso di kan boa ye ho so nde o se o de eduaba na mai eni ne fa haba ne sa yare ewi ane se wo chechire mu wa ha chire se kakadu daro kene bisadum nyina aye ennuro bi ebo nipa ho ban nti ebe fa eno so aka ennuro ho na ene kakra hen ko fa bebre na ko fa ho be de nyame ase pa woni wa ya mai e sanda Yonkodoradio ase se mu ya kan ana ya ti wo ha wo de ko wi ase nyina mai mo chichi ni benchen so beti bi na ede ya da die wo ya brabum so ya be no yantra ma ne metru ya sana ya paduro they say prevention is better than cure sana brunika nti ede nyame ase pa nti Cynthia so da wase samre bom paye me shira su everybody ni Nyankopon tumi na da wase ne dai ya da fama yen afia so boni bi aka yen nyina be se wala isu e be tie sama wona ma ba wa so then nneɛma bi adi akyerɛ yɛn a ɛsɛ bɔ yɛn ho ban na yɛdware fi yareɛ ho sɛ yareɛ koraa ka yɛn ɛntumi bɔ nsom Awurade serew yɛmmɛbɔ yɛn ho so hwɛ na yɛbɛyɛ nkɔfa yareɛ biara mmerɛ yɛn na mmom yɛbɛnya w'anim adom ɛberɛ nyinaa yɛbɛhyia mu a anyansɛm bi atie na asiesie ama ɔsoro akwantu no yɛda wo ase sɛ wobɛhyira asiefoɔ nyinaa so yɛda wɔn ase sɛ ɔmo nso bɛtie na ɔmo ma mmuayɛ ɛne ɔmo nso a ɔmo ntumi ankasa mpo ɛno nyinaa Yame share nyina wo Yesu din nti amen
Amen.
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 Emeka mespa
Yedi ntitemu yehu anhwɛ me no ntem.
Amen.
Amen.
amen